Hey guys, it took a while, but we're back to reading DVD Dizzy. This time for Wally.
The specifically for what DVD Dizzy is, the 3 disc special edition, which is different than a 1 disc, but okay.
Yeah.
All right. Um. Let's see if I can get my. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. And without further ado, let's get started here. Ignore that sound. Anyway, um, anyone who's found modern animation much too talkative should appreciate Wall-E. Pixar's ninth animated feature film is another project that challenges its makers creatively. This science fiction work is void of dialogue for most of its runtime and offers more communication, uncompromised of robot beeps and whistles than of plain English utterances. Set 800 years in the future, Wall-E tells us the story of its title character, one of the last waste allocation load lifter Earth class robots still working on an inhabitable planet Earth. Yep, waste allocation load lifter Earth is what Wall-E stands for. But okay, never knew that. But okay. The Cubic rover continues to carry out his intended functions by cleaning and compacting all that's in his path. It's loneliness, not trash, that stands as Wall-E's biggest foe. He can take pleasure in the trinkets and the regular viewing of Hello Dolly, but not in the company of anyone or anything else bigger than a cockroach. That, however, changes with when a fellow robot, Eve, also known as extraterrestrial vegetation evolulator, lands amidst the dirty, desolate wasteland. Though the sleek airborne Eve greets Wall-E with a few formidable attempts to destroy him and a sizable radius around him, Wall-E overlooks that and becomes quite smitten with his clean, distaff neighbor. Just as their quirky romance begins to take off with a tour of Wall-E's truck full of found treasures, a gift from him throws Wall-E into an instant puzzling sleep mode. Nothing Wall-E tries can awaken his love interest, whose suspended mode is indicated by a blinking green icon. Adventure and some answers come when Eve is picked up by a spacecraft, with Wall-E narrowly tagging along. They're both taken to the Axiom, the outer space equivalent of a present-day luxury cruise, where the guests are Earth's displaced humans and the host is Wall-E and Eve's shared manufacturer, retail giants by and large. Think Walmart run wild. Huh? Okay. The film proceeds to develop a plot out of the two robots' arrival on the Axiom and its significance to the human passengers. The latter, who just might represent the extinct, technologically jaded blobs. They travel around the craft on seated vehicles, unfazed by the commercialism of their surroundings, their lack of social interaction, or anything else beyond their next meal in a cup. Charming robot antics act as counterbalance to the fairly epic developments surrounding the human race and the discovery they may relieve them from their runt of doom. After being disappointed by the merely good yet rather overrated Ratatouille, WALL-E restores my faith in Pixar's filmmaking prowess. This is a wonderful film, which explains the ending actually made me burst into tears, and I thought Toy Story 3 actually did. Although it departs from the studio's past and just all about all cinema since talkies were introduced, WALL-E reaches amazing heights of its own. Multiple viewings, advanced discussion, conflicting interpretations. These are things inspired by the best movies of all time. Immediately lending itself to those and other enriching activities, WALL-E ups as the already starting percentage of such present-day films that emanate from the inventive and unbelievably reliable folks at Pixar. Visuals have always been essential to Pixar's appeal, and WALL-E takes them to a whole new level. From the shortcuts of dialogue, the visual becomes the primarily storytelling component. One of the most evocative environments ever captured on film, WALL-E's vision for Earth's future is enthralling and chilling at the same time. It is a tremendously detailed and remarkably apt backdrop for the most silent of sequences. And yet, for a film that could easily be all gloom and doom, this one is witty and optimistic. Its visual comedy harks back to cinema's silent era and the likes of Charlie Chaplin and Buster Keaton. I'm probably one of the few critics who will admit that despite their enormous historical significance, Chaplin and Keaton movies are more of a chore than a treat. Few would also say that WALL-E's sense of humor improves upon the recognized silent triumphs. But it does, though there aren't big hearty laughs as far as post-apocalyptic films go. This one puts a smile on your face with astonishing regularity. For the most part, the jokes aren't played broadly or with the expectation that you'll need time to recover from such hilarity. Those that reach a little higher are well equipped to do so. The technical beauty here welcomes it more admiration than Pixar's past efforts, even if upon release those each felt like new benchmarks. Why did I say hench? There is the setting of outer space with which, since Toy Story 2's empathic opening, has seemed like one vast canvas, begging the studio to tell more stories there. Yes, that opening sequence in Toy Story 2, where you thought it was going to be a Buzz Lightyear film, but no, it's actually a video game simulation. Until Lightyear later came out. For all of the movie's artistic worth, it needed something else to excel.
Dude, you skipped to the there is the sound.
Right. Well, there's probably only one thing to do. The technical beauty here welcomes more admiration than Pixar's past efforts, even if upon release to there is this never mind. There is the sound design by Spielberg and Lucas collaborator Ben Burtt, which turns mechanical sounds into personality, electronic ones into voice, and us into receptive learners of a new language. Now then, where was I? For all of the movie's artistic worth, it needed something else to excel. That special ingredient, humanity, is served in abundance. Humans are given a most unflattering portrayal, but somehow the judgment passed on human society does not offend. It's a gentle reminder of something big, important, and universal, A relevant reminder pulled off most effectively without the cringes that result from ascending a soapbox. Okay.
Wait, I just realized I can pause it. Oh, it's back.
All right. All right. There is nothing elitist, hypocritical, condescending, or political to the environmental message. A true feat indeed. The goal is the realistic and humble one that all Pixar films strive for, to have the audience thinking alongside the laughter and amusement provided. Alrighty. For all no wait. Only Pixar would be bold enough to use a G-rated movie to provide a genuine examination of the planet today, to condemn the system that feeds them, and to question its viewers' behaviors. It did this to one of the year's biggest audiences. WALL-E kept the studio's blockbuster streak going with its $223 million domestic gross, eclipsing the film's record of $180 million budget and paving the way for many profits. Back in the days of Pixar's earliest releases, that total would have made its box office king of the year. Today, it contributes to a curious trend that has seen the studio's 3 most recent releases among its lowest attended. WALL-E fared better in the USA than prior release Ratatouille did. You'd suspect a no. Google, can you please pronounce that for me? If you can load. If you can load.
Picturesque.
Picturesque. Thank you. Just picturesque sci-fi film with a minimum of cultural obstacles that would also play well overseas. WALL-E's forwarding gross did exceed its homeland earnings, but not to the degree that some other big summer movies did. Narrowly defeated in the USA, Kung Fu Panda, the latest effort from chief rival DreamWorks put up much bigger numbers in Europe and South America, making it the global winner. Although WALL-E still has some major markets to reach, including Japan in next month of 2008, I believe. WALL-E Japan, okay. December 11th. Oh, video game for December 11th and April 22nd, 2009 for Blu-ray. Okay then. I don't know why I need to do that. While there may have been room for improvement in financial earnings, WALL-E garnered about as much critical acclaim as any widely released film ever has. That helps make it a front-runner for the most approaching Oscar season. Lacking the clout of a big-name industry figures, having theatrically opened in June, and above all, being animated probably means it won't get the Best Picture nomination it so plainly deserves. But it will be aided tremendously by distributor Disney's recent declaration that they will campaign the movie for Academy's top honor. You can also expect it to be recognized in technical categories, maybe screenplay, music too. And if nothing else, the Best Animated Feature statue should be well in reach. If the schlocky Happy Feet could win that award for seemingly no greater reason than some half-hearted environmentalism, then WALL-E should be a lock. Although the Oscars may wish to uphold a more important tradition, disappointing me with the selections while subjecting movie lovers to their phony ceremony. After 6 years of championing DVD with wonderful 2-disc editions, Pixar decided to start stiffing the format when Blu-ray was unveiled, since the release of Cars and Ratatouille in 2007. Happily, the studio appears to have halted the distasteful trend of suppressing DVD supplements, seemingly to encourage upgrades to Blu-ray, something most customers are still passing on after 2 years of encouragement. WALL-E debuts in a single-disc DVD, a 2-disc Blu-ray, a 3-disc DVD, and a 3-disc Blu-ray on Tuesday. If those disc counts and number of releases seem high, it is because Disney is jumping on the digital copy bandwagon. The review continues below with my thorough look at the 3-disc special edition, which is the one we're looking at right now. In another instance, convictions, trumping accepted conventions, WALL-E comes to DVD only in its widescreen theatrical aspect ratio, which the case neglects to mention is 2:39. About the biggest disappointment ever attached to a Pixar DVD presentation was that its first release of A Bug's Life, like many back then, wasn't enhanced to 16:9 displays. Because the Bug's Life Collector's Edition DVD, to be exact, was basically, well, for the 2003 release, it is still exactly similar to the 1999 release. The only difference is that you get fishy facts from Finding Nemo, and that's it. Talk about a disappoint. There's no previews on that one either. But we're not exactly talking about A Bug's Life anyway. So what gives? Since then, the studio was consistently raised the bar for digital perfection in picture and sound. WALL-E is no different. which is good news for viewers and potential customers, but challenging for reviewers at a loss to describe such perfection in a new and interesting way. Rather than waste your time with gushing praise, let me simply state that the film is treated to picture and sound of the utmost quality. Neither the stunning visuals nor the engulfing Dolby 5.1 soundtrack will let you down in any conceivable way. A 2-channel Dolby Surround X is also offered, or Surround Mix is offered. For those who wonder why, there is a text page answering that very question from the audio options menu. On DVD, most of the bonus features are exclusive to Disc 2 of the special edition, but the movie also enjoys notable supplemental accompaniment on Disc 1 in the single disc edition. The extras begin with 2 computer-animated shorts presented in Dolby 5.1, and like everything else on the set, 16:9 enhanced. Presto will be familiar to anyone who caught WALL-E in theaters and didn't arrive late. Like many Pixar shorts, this one sees how far it can go with a single joke concept. Here, the joke involves a magician with 2 hats that serve as a portal, and one buddy unwilling to perform without eating a carrot first. While thematically it's unrelated to the future, its inclusion here is welcome. I mean, if you're gonna have to give us a good laugh before you let us break down into tears emotionally at the WALL-E's ending, then yes, why not? More exciting to discover is the short Bernie. It tells the story of a robot called to perform a repair on the spire outside of the Axel. In Pixar short fashion, he's treated to a series of increasing mishaps. WALL-E, Eve, and the captain are seen in passing glimpses, as Bernie is in WALL-E. This inevitably fits into the chronically of the feature. Though amusing, the visual gags don't lift this too high. Compared to other Pixar film-inspired shorts, it's more on the order of Mike's New Car than a captivating Jack Attack and a Mater and the Ghost Light. I don't remember if I've seen Bernie. It's been a very long time since I had it's been a while since I had the DVD. Well, it's been a very long time since I've seen a short on the DVD. Oh, I see some pictures that's set between the events. Okay, then. Huh. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked again. This fine featurette animation sound design, or featurette animation sound design, building worlds from the sound up, is a logical inclusion based on the topic's importance of the film, placing Ben Burtt's work on WALL-E in the tradition of Disney cartoon sound design. That tradition is admired with clips of vintage shorts and films, compared to the effects being generated by Jimmy MacDonald in a 1983 Disney studio piece. We also get lots of looks at Burt's efforts, and they are all entailed. Up next are 2 deleted scenes, which, rare for a short CGI film, are fully animated and only lacking some shading, lighting, and effects touches. It's more accurate to call these alternate scenes because versions of Garbage Airlock and Dumped do make the final cut, only with characters swapped in one and a location changed in another. Out of context, there isn't much to either sequence despite being several minutes long. Altogether, the section runs 9 minutes and 35 seconds with optional introductions and afterthoughts by writer-director Andrew Stanton. They shouldn't even be optional, since without them, the clips lack meaning. After a 3.5-year dry spell, we got a new Pixar feature audio commentary on DVD with this set's track by, of course, Andrew Stanton. Though more than one participant is usually preferred, Stanton's fine commentary trumps most of the group discussions I've heard. The reason is twofold. He's an engaging speaker, and WALL-E is a film that lends itself to commentary. He gives us a good overview of the long in development production that he repeatedly seems to likens to a dinosaur dig. His fascinating insight into the exhilarating creative process addresses topics of big and small. Among the revelations of why the ecological bent feels so natural, it was devised working backwards, not for any agenda. Songs considered excuse me. Songs considered and temp tracks but not used. How Hello Dolly came to be selected. Voice casting and Peter Gabriel's contributions. Also covered are the film's themes, set and story intentions for individual sequences in the whole film, inspirations for design choices, and significant imagery. The formal talk runs well into the end credits. And Stanton even comes back at a one point to fill in a 40-second gap. Perhaps something had to be replaced. No commentaries grow a little less special the more I hear. I remember why I missed the option on the last two Pixar films, because they do them right and enhance all that's there for the enhancing. Closing out the disc is a deliberately vague 50-second preview for WALL-E's Tour of the Universe, which is, I guess, a unlaunched scientific website tied to the film. An unadvertised bonus found in the setup menu is Maximize Your Home Theater, which takes some basic video audio tests and makes them awesome with imagery from various Pixar movies and shorts. Though it would have been much better if you had THX Optimizer in here. Disc 1, or in other words, the single disc edition, launches with an updated version of the now standard only one Disney promo, aka Nostalgia, the teaser trailer for Pixar's 2009 movie Up, which only has one word, afternoon. The only dialogue you hear, besides you see a house with hundreds of balloons being floating in the air. A Disney Blu-ray promo, or if you had the Blu-ray version, you basically get the same promo where you basically, the narrator just tells you that you enter the world of Blu-ray, whatever, but we're not in Blu-ray anyway. But anyways, we also get Blu-ray previews for the Platinum Edition of Pinocchio. And the last one is something I never really seen before, and because I never really got into the Narnia films that much. And that is The Chronicles of Narnia, Prince Caspian. I only seen The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Although I only seen the first Narnia, but I seen a few clips and trailers for Prince Caspian. I really need to get back to the Narnia films, because it feels like forever. Although I do remember how action-packed the trailer looks.
Mhm.
Anyway, back on track. The disc's unique sneak peeks menu also holds short commercials for Disney Movie Rewards and Disney Parks, and additional trailers for The Secret of the Magic... What? The Magic what now? The Secret of the Magic what now? Magic... Huh? The Secret of the... Magic... What? Do I know this? The site can't be reached? Oh, really? I'm just looking up what it means. Well, I guess I gotta do it the other way around, since I have a film, thankfully. Secret of the Magic... Secret of the Magic Gourd. Nope. I got nothing. Secret of the Magic Gourd. Released in China, June 29th, 2007. USA, January 29th, 2009. Is this Studio Ghibli all over again? Or am I just seeing things? Or reading things? Never mind. Because I never really seen Magic Gourd. Whatever that, or at least Magic Gourd doesn't feel so Gouda. Oh, wait. Wait. A cheese pun. Wait. Oops. Okay, moving right along. We not only get this trailer for The Secret of the Magic Gourd, but we also get a preview for Tinkerbell and the Lost Treasure. All these ads, and sadly, none of Wally's trailers make the cut on DVD. They're exclusive to Blu-ray along with a gallery and some BD live features. I never really owned the Blu-ray to begin with, but I'm curious what bonus features it has. But, yeah. Oh, maybe the trailers are only in a Blu-ray. Okay, apparently. Okay, then. But anyways, moving right along again. Employing Destination, we haven't seen in a few years. This too divides its extra into those for film fans and those for families. Humans hold the meaty. I'm about to say meteor, and I can't even spell it right. Meaty, what? Do I have to use Google? I don't even know what that even means.
Let's just continue.
I can't. It's not even in Google anyway. But yeah, I'm getting sidetracked again because I'm not interfering with these words. But anyway, it holds the neat-looking extras, and in this case, that's almost everything on disc 2. Topping it is a behind-the-scenes section bearing a dozen topical featurettes. The Imperfect Lens, creating the look of Wall-E, documents the lengths to which the production went to achieve its visual style, from bringing in cinematographer Roger Deakins for a class on lighting, to conducting camera tests with life-size character models. There's also talk of specific techniques thought in the sci-fi films that inspired the Polite, plus footage of Andrew Stanton directing. Captain's Log, The Evolution of Humans. Now looks not only at the changes Wall-E foresees for humanity, but the journey to depict mankind in the film. Originally, the humans were gelatinous, unintelligible alien blobs, sort of like the characters from the short Lifted. And I never knew that. We see storyboards and deleted concepts from that stage of production and hear about the decisions that prompted the change. Notes on the score turns the focus on composer Thomas Newman, and Newman's second most employed at Pixar. In interviews and production footage, we learned about Newman's scoring process and collaboration with Andrew Stanton. And it's interesting. No, wait. I almost used a rewind tape. Thank goodness I stopped right there. Life of a Shot. Deconstructing the Pixar process gives us a new way of appreciating Pixar filmmaking with a parade of artists revealing their specific contributions to a few of WALL-E's 1,500 shots. 1,500 doesn't sound like a lot. I mean, it's not like there's going to be a million. Robo Everything covers designing the film's robots and a few ones in particular. WALL-E and Eve ponders the central romance, the characters that comprise it, and research and design choices that shape them. It's interesting to note how Stanton has changed from the goofy, fun personality of every Pixar DVDs to the broody, bearded artist seen and heard throughout this DVD. That change coincides with the serious of and rather technical tone of these supplements and the artists they feature. Are the demands of delivering an original new blockbuster every summer sucking the relaxed campus atmosphere once felt in every Pixar piece? Or maybe the staff is just growing out of its collective big kid phase. Say it ain't so. Five B&L shorts. Realistically, convey the movie's fictional by and large corporation with a company history. A bottom line conscious message on Operation Cleanup for executives and promotional videos for the XIM Space Tours program, its amenities, and the robots there to maintain travelers' comfort. These entertain and excite, especially since they remind one of various real-life entities. I don't know how to question that. But anyway. 2 more deleted scenes are housed on disc 2. 2 more? Why couldn't they be on disc 1? Oh, here we go. These are in an animated storyboard format and depict early versions of 2 surviving scenes. One featuring a Shatner-esque CEO and other more anthropomorphic Otto and less human Captain. Once again, there's the option to have these preceded and followed by Stan's on-camera comments, or the only way you should watch them. Next up is a Whopper of bonus feature. Hey, this ain't Burger King Whopper. What are you talking about? Man, I wish I'm in the mood for a Whopper, but I just had dinner already. So who cares? Hopefully I don't trigger anyone who likes Burger King. Anyway. Yeah, a Whopper of bonus feature, not Burger King Whopper, for those who are curious. Easily the longest video extra encountered on a Pixar DVD. That's because the Pixar story is an independent documentary film given limited theatrical exhibition last year in an effort to attract Academy Award consideration and secure a wider release. That never happened, and now, after months of occasional Stars Channel airings and an Emmy nomination, it reaches what it should be its largest audience to date here. The film was written... Yeah, the film is written... produced and directed by Leslie Iwerks, the granddaughter of Mickey Mouse animator of Iwerks, whatever, and an Oscar-nominated documentarian in her own right. It takes a comprehensive and chronological look at Pixar from its humble origins as a division of Lucasfilm, surviving on esoteric software sales to its present-day status as America's first impeccable movie studio. Early on, our attention is turned to the three parties: scientist Ed Catmull, animator John Lasseter, and businessman Steve Jobs. Or, for those who are curious, Steve Jobs was also the former CEO of Apple, who unfortunately had died in October 5th, 2011. Hey, I never knew Steve Jobs had worked in Pixar besides Apple. Or am I thinking of a different Steve Jobs? Or is Oh wait, he is in Pixar. Okay, I thought it was like there's two Steve Jobs. There can't be two anyway. So I was gonna get a Lightyear situation for a second. Anyway, yeah, Steve Jobs, who gave birth to Pixar and remain in the length. I could do that all day. Remain in the in the length. In the length. No. Length. In the helm today. Helm. As story progresses, it begins to catalog Pixar's films, initially the shorts that went largely unseen, and then the well-known features, starting with Breakthrough's Toy Story and continuing to spend ample time on its worthy successors. Though it never quite captures the magic it captured. No one never quite captures the magic it celebrates. Pixar's story is a terrific effort, nonetheless, that's buoyed by a wonderful supply of relevant clips and noteworthy interview subjects. The latter include all of Pixar's key creative talent. Star voice actors Tom Hanks and Tim Allen and Billy Crystal, George Lucas, and Disney brass such as Michael Eisner, Roy Disney, and Robert Iger, whose purchase of Pixar redeems the Miley Vilvide company. The clips capture milestones in computer animation from Tron to Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, and Pixar staff advancing achievements. For a second, I thought I was going to get a frog in my throat. But the Pixar... No, the Pixar... Dang it! The picture has an inclination to seemingly over-dramatize productions, and yet it's not remotely critical of the studio in any way. Still, chock full of information and entertainment, it deserves to be seen and stands as one of the best films, or best items claiming bonus feature status on a major movie DVD. Unfortunately, Pixar's story sheds no light whatsoever on WALL-E. It's not alone in that regard. Cars and Ratatouille, Cars is given short shrift, and Ratatouille is seen only in a brief shot.
Pause.
Back to it. Unfortunately, Pixar's story sheds no light on WALL-E whatsoever. But that was not alone in that regard. Cars was given short shrift, and Ratatouille is seen only in a brief shot. That immediately dates a piece that already lacks much historical perspective. That was addressed in the creation of The Pixar Story Continues, a 25-minute update hosted by critic Roger Roper, and that Starz channels have also aired since last April. Sadly, it is not included here. final three features are Held in Robots, which is for families, meaning children. That doesn't mean adults and teens and adults will be amused by some, if not all of it. Wally's Treasures and Trinkets is a short compromise, mostly of the wall robot against a white background interacting with various objects. A hula hoop, a powerful magnet, sports balls, a fire hydrant, and so on. Charlie Chaplin would be flattered to see his brand of visual comedy so firmly embraced. Bot Files is a series of character profiles that call to mind on a DVD feature on the Monsters Inc. employees. Here, 28 robots aboard the Exile are given official sounding 20-second descriptions, which are spoken while a data card displays facts and a 360 spin. It's a good way of getting to know the abbreviation named characters, many of whom are seen briefly, if at all. The sharp, subtle witticisms are an added bonus. The final listing of Lots of Bots can be experienced as a read-along or as a play-along. The former, 3 minute and 10-second, simply turns Kiki Thrope Szechuan Susian. Why I say Szechuan? No, this ain't Szechuan sauce from Rick and Morty. Hang on. That better be the last time, please. Simply, you know what? One more time, please, for real this time. Lots of Bots can be experienced as a read-along or play-along. The former 3 minute simply turns Kiki Thrope's Susian picture book. What? Why I say picture? Susian picture book. Why did I say boo? Into an animated storybook read by Mary, Kathy, not Jimmy. The play-along version has John, voiced by John Rastenberger, read the story, which gets extended by a number of little interactive activities, like puzzles and word matches. Appropriately enough, Pixar makes these a little more fun and challenging than your typical child-oriented DVD games. Lots of Bots book. Oh, it's that Wally book. In a DVD bonus feature? I don't think there is. Huh. Oh, there it is. Never knew that. Anyway. Hey, yeah. A Pixar DVD wouldn't be complete without some Easter eggs. I scored the menus in search of them, but came up empty. Viewing on DVD-ROM, I found 3, which the press release confirms is a total. Available from Disc 1's main menu is the short featurette Geekorama, which shows us some of that fun Pixar atmosphere, living up by a bomb-sniffing robot and a helmet camera, as animators talk about geeking out over a sci-fi project. Also from Disc 1's main menu is a short title test, with slightly different spelling and formatting. Disc 2's behind-the-scenes menu can uncover a 2-minute development test from 2005 featuring an early Wall-E design. Wait, you're telling me Wall-E was in production in 2005? Well, that would have been nice to hear 20 years ago. Though it figures into the discount and single-handedly impresses, the third platter is something that many would consider worthy of ignoring or giving away. That's because it is part of the growing class of digital copies that studios are investing in with an eye toward the future. Disney makes digital copy its own by calling it Disney File. The second film given this treatment, Wall-E is offered in both iTunes and Windows Media formats. The activation code is good for a year, after which point Disc 3 will be pure planetary reviews. Ironic, considering the other packaging touches meant to uphold the film's anti-waste message. Pixar's imaginative movies always lend themselves to innovative DVD menus, and WALL-E certainly doesn't disappoint in this regard. On disc 1, we see blue things through characters' perspectives. Our hero's binocular screen or vision, and WALL-E's oval blue screen. And hear the sounds of mechanical desolation and cleverly designed 5.1. The locales are established with nifty transitions. Disc 2's menus treat us like the passive. Oh wait, I forgot something for what one transition is for disc 1. The play movie sequence for WALL-E is you hear the sound of a DVD player injecting the disc or inserting the disc in, which is interesting to know. Anyway, disc 2's menus treat us like passive, screen-flatted Axiom passengers with colorful animated graphics, calling our attention to each of the various listings. Runtimes for all features, extra features are happily provided, although not the most clearly as part of the cursor. In contrast to many DVDs, you could leave some of those atmospheric screens on for a while and not get annoyed. As a gesture to honor the film's themes, WALL-E's special edition comes in compact, environment-friendly packaging, unlike any DVD I previously encountered, claiming less shelf space than a standard keep case. The thin holographic cardboard box easily extends on both sides to reveal symmetrical trays that fold open to reveal bonus features and scene lists. The 3 discs are contained snugly in pockets, though they're more prone to scratches this way. 3 inserts printed on strikingly known glossy recycled paper supply a Disney movie rewards code and sweepstakes information, a code for unlocking digital copy, and ads and some fairly random coupons. WALL-E stands as clearly the best film of 2008, though that I have seen thus far. For anyone else, that would make it a triumph. But among Pixar works, it probably falls into the middle of the outstanding class. Still 13 years into the game, the studio is keeping ahead of the curve. WALL-E is not only a great movie, but it finds new ways for movies to be great. I'm obviously recommending WALL-E, and I can do it with a clean conscience because Disney and Pixar haven't held back on the special editions. There isn't as much film-specific bonus material as some past Pixar DVDs, but the plenty that's here is great, and the documentary featured the Pixar story would probably be worth buying on its own. It's unfortunate that the days of getting all the bells and whistles at a standard price are gone. Special edition will run you anywhere from $8 to $10 more than a standard disc, and a digital copy menu will disregard factors into that. Still, films and DVDs this good are rare, and even selected collectors would be wise to splurge on WALL-E.
Wow. I want this DVD. I want this DVD now.
Same here. Even though I had like a single disc, and I have a feeling it's probably going to get worn out even more because of that clear disc. I wonder what the 3. I would get the 2 disc or the 3 disc, or I just get 2 because I don't care for digital copies anyway.
Right. Well, guys, that's it. That was really fun. Yeah. Next time we're gonna read the review of Up. I'm planning on doing Up, Toy Story, having us read Up, Toy Story 3. And the last one where I'm planning on having us read is A Bug's Life. Then after that, we're gonna reread Toy Story, since Duke literally skips the video and audio on there. But yeah.
Yeah.
You all know why I'm saving A Bug's Life for last. But
Oh, here we go.
Anyway, that's it for this podcast. And we'll see you all next time for Up. See you guys.